Hi there, my name's Allison. I work here at Jim Pattison Subaru South in Winnipeg, and I hear that you're going ahead with a new 2025 Outback Onyx package. I want to take the next few minutes, take you through all the exterior as well as interior features of your new ride. We might as well start right here at the beginning where you've got that impressive 8.7 inches of ground clearance. You've got going back to the round fog light positioning, a little more inset. Of course, you've got the LED steering responsive headlights. It's Winnipeg, so of course you have the block heater, which is mounted nice and easy for you to be able to access. Out of the engine options, the Onyx is the 182 horsepower, 2.5 liter non-turbo engine, which is the third of the 4 trim lines of this engine being offered for the 2025 model year. The Onyx, of course, is kind of a looks and sport package. So pairing the increased size, the 18-inch wheels with the gunmetal gloss alloy wheel. You also have the window surrounds that are in a black instead of a chrome. So it gives you more of an urban tone-on-tone aesthetic. Even with your side mirrors, we have the integrated turn signals, and you'll have the blind spot detection. Safety features-wise, you have the EyeSight Suite, which is the forward-facing cameras on either side of your rear view mirror. You've got the high beam assist mono camera that will be able to have you in high beams, and it'll dim them down when a car is coming towards you, reset your high beams when they pass. You also have your pre-collision braking, the adaptive cruise control, reverse automatic braking, and rear cross-traffic alert. Lane departure warning is standard, and with your cruise control, you have the lane centering technology that you can opt into. All of the ways that we're going to be keeping you safe for years of driving. The fuel door for your new Outback is on the passenger side, and it is a push-pop design. That means when your doors are locked, like they are right now, your fuel door is locked as well. But when the doors are unlocked, then you can just pop the fuel door open. And of course, your vehicle is rated for an 87 octane, so that's the regular unleaded. Taking your car home today, of course, you start off with a full tank of gas. Integrated crossbars. Well, yes, an Outback has integrated crossbars. This is an Outback specific feature. There's a latch on either side of the crossbars. You flip it open, you can slide the crossbars apart and lock them in. If you are looking for canoe carriers, kayak carriers, rooftop box, your platform is already standard with your Outback Onyx. Your driver's seat, the cockpit for your ride. You have all of the adjustability for your driver's seat. It's a 10-way power adjust. This front bar is going to move the seat up, down, back, forward. It can also incline or decline your thigh support. The middle vertically adjusted one is going to be the adjustment of the back angle. And then the round dial at the back is going to be your lumbar support. So if you push forward the raised part to the front of the vehicle, that's going to increase. And if you push the back part, it's going to decrease the lumbar support. Great customers doing a drive-by while we get the video done. There are only a few buttons between your steering wheel and your driver's side door. The closest one to the outside is going to be your trunk release. So you push and hold until it beeps for that to be opening. The dial next to it is the brightness for your gauge cluster. So it's set at the brightest setting. You can always dim it down if you would prefer. And this button to the right, this is about your hands-free tailgate opening. So while the button is out flush, then it is enabled. If you push it in so it's depressed, then it means it'll be overriding that feature. You then have a fuse panel under here, and your hood release is going to be just tucked back a little bit farther than you might expect. The left side of your steering wheel controls is all about your hands-free and your phone connection. So you can adjust tracks or preset radio stations. Source is going to be FM, AM, Sirius XM. Of course, you get Sirius XM free for 3 months with the purchase of your new vehicle. Past that, it is, of course, a subscription. In your upper display, you're going to have your digital speedometer. There's going to be a menu above it. This toggle is going to allow you to scroll through the other menu settings. Could be trip meter and distance till empty, the radio station you're listening to, the amount of fuel you've saved with the auto start stop. You get to set it to whatever you would like. This is going to be answering a phone call, hanging up a phone call, muting the radio, and your voice controls. And from the previous generation, the volume dial has moved down to this lower position. How are we doing so far? Are you keeping up? I bet you are. Now we're getting into the new tech and the new infotainment layout that has been in the Outback since 2020. The right side of your steering wheel controls, this is all your adaptive cruise control. So this will enable your cruise. You toggle down to set or up to resume. With adaptive cruise, you get to set your safe following distance. So when you turn on cruise, you'll see a graphic of a car. It'll have lines in front of it. If you think of each line as roughly equivalent to a car length, it'll help guide the amount of distance you want between you and the next car. You can extend up to 4 bars and you can go down to 1. This option here will be to turn on lane centering. I mentioned lane departure. That's always going to notify you if you're drifting out of the lane. Up to 65 kilometers an hour, you'll get a notification, beep, beep, lane departure. Above 65, it's going to give you a little nudge back into your lane, very politely, of course. But above 65, you get that little nudge back into your lane. Lane centering, you opt into that to use in conjunction with your cruise control. And if it can read both sides of the lane markings, it will more actively make those steering adjustments so you don't drift out of the lane. Looking in behind the wheel on our left, this is all your light controls. So they're set on auto, means you've got daytime running lights during the day. You'll have your headlights at night, and this is going to be your fog light control. This would be a setting to have your fog lights turn on with your headlights and then turn everything off when you power down. On the right side of the wheel, this is going to be your wiper controls. So pull down is intermittent, low, and high. This is your intermittent wiper speed. This is going to work your back window washer and wiper. So there is a pulse and wiping, turning all the way to either end is going to allow the washing. And now the back window washer is also going to rinse off your backup camera. The other things in relation are going to be your start button. And at the 5 o'clock position, we've got your heated steering wheel. So you pull that towards you, it'll light up, heats up in less than a minute. It is going to heat up everything except for the very top bar, as we don't want you to drive like this. It's just not the safest way to go. You also do have your tilt and telescoping wheel. That is just under the left side of your wheel. Pull down to open, and then you can pull out, up, down, in, out, wherever works best for you. And it's quite stiff to pull it back up to lock. Below your screen, it's quite nice and clean. You've got your electronic parking brake, so you just pull that up to set. You do have to have your foot on the brake and push down to release. Since I don't have any power on, it won't release right now. Tucked in behind here, you've got your wireless charging mat. It'll have a white light here when it's got power. That turns to a blue light when you put your phone in charging. Then you've got USB-A, USB-C, and an auxiliary plug here. Other than that, you've got your 2 cup holders, and you have the dual layer cargo box. So you've got a small one there, and then the deep cubby. And it does also have another 12-volt plug in there. As I just had to move the car to get out of the way, let's take a little visual of the interior of the Onyx. You will notice the green stitching. You've got a 2-tone gray seat and beautiful finishing touches. Things that are unexpected, great upgrades. Below the Limited is going to be having the upgraded 11-speaker Harman Kardon sound system and having the heated back seats, as I noted earlier. Why don't we get to know our infotainment screen? From the top left, this sticker is covering your hazard lights, your 4-way flashers. Right below your volume, you've got the hard button for front defrost. Right under tuning is your back defrost and your heated mirrors. And then you also have a tactile temperature up and down to adjust your climate control without having to take your eyes off the road. All the way down at the bottom is your climate controls, and Your fan is the lowest position. Your on and off button here. Heated seats are on the outside of the 2 rows. And if you tap on this black box, it's going to give you a pop-up so that you can sliders to adjust your temperature, sync or unsync, and adjust where the air is blowing. Your air conditioning and recirculating is here. And if you don't touch this screen for 10 seconds, then it's going to minimize. So you can pop in, adjust what you need, and get back to driving. At the top left icon is your radio. So that's going to be your FM, AM, Sirius XM. You do have 18 different presets. When you dial in where you want for a radio station, then just press and hold until it beeps to be able to set that setting. There we go. And FM, AM, as I mentioned, 3 months of Sirius XM. This button here is going to take you back to your home screen from any of your other screens. To connect your phone, you're going to go into your settings and Bluetooth. This will walk you through, so settings, Bluetooth, make sure it's enabled, and then it's going to be scanning. You're going to look for the name Outback down at the bottom of your Bluetooth screen, and when it's connecting, you'll have a PIN that you want to confirm. It'll then also ask you to connect to Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, whichever your phone is, and you do have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as long as your phone is capable. The phone connection is so much easier than it used to be. My Subaru app, this is your remote start, emergency services, and roadside. It is free for 3 years from your vehicle purchase when buying a new vehicle. So this means that you can have the app on your phone for your remote start, adjusting your climate controls. You can also locate and immobilize the vehicle, honk the horn, flash the lights, lock and unlock. Through the car and the app here, you'll have 3 buttons. One is to connect to the dealership to schedule an appointment. One is for roadside assistance, and one is for the concierge. So if you're driving somewhere, you're low on gas, your phone's dead, you might want to reach out to the concierge and ask them to give you directions on where to get to a gas station. You also do have 2 other buttons. They are up here, up in your headliner. Then you've got SOS and concierge. So if you do have an accident, you can hit the SOS button. It'll call through the stereo speakers of your car to an operator. Or if you get in an accident and it meets the criteria, that operator is going to call and make sure you're all right. And if you are unresponsive, they're going to bounce up your location and dispatch emergency assistance. That's all free within that 3 years of your My Subaru app. Past that, it is a subscription service, and that's at $179.95 plus tax per year to continue the remote start, emergency services, and roadside. If we go back here into settings, your general screen is going to be similar to your phone screen, just to be able to update the display how you'd like. Along the top, you've got sound, phone. I like to go into the car tab, and this is going to access a lot of your safety features. So eyesight is your pre-collision braking. You could turn off your reverse automatic braking if you were going to be connecting to, say, a trailer. Keyless entry. Right now it's set so that when you walk up to your car, your driver's door is going to unlock. But if you have a carload of people all the time, maybe you want to have it so that it unlocks all of your doors, then you can absolutely update that in this setting. But the car tab under settings just gives you a quick way to have an overview of all your safety features. Car info is going to show you whether you're on an incline, a decline, and also takes you into your maintenance reminders. Home button will take you back, and then we get to the display off. So if you're driving at night and you're concerned that you're going to have a distraction from the screen, this button will allow your music to keep on playing, but the screen goes to sleep, so you won't have any distraction. When you tap on the screen, it's going to pull up your climate controls and then go back to sleep. When you want your screen to come back up, press and hold your volume dial for a long 3 count, and everything is back up and going. The other buttons you have along the bottom here, to the left of your home, This is your auto start stop. So this is that green initiative that if it decides it is economical, will turn the vehicle off when you are at a stoplight. You'll notice when you're lifting your foot from the brake, you'll feel the car shudder a little bit. That's so you do know it's restarting. But there is the quick override button right here. Of course, it's a default to be in the on position. Whether or not it's meeting the criteria to actually turn the car off is a different story. Beside it is AVH. So that's your auto vehicle hold. That will be like a hill brake. So if you are at a stop with AVH turned on, it will hold you in place so that you have to put your foot on the gas to release the vehicle. The car with a circle around it gives you another shortcut into safety features, your X mode, which is your four-wheel drive low system, also to turn on or off, your auto start stop, your steering responsive headlights, all under vehicle control. If you go into driving assistance, this will be your pre-collision, braking, also how your lane departure warning is going off. And more settings is going to be warning volume. So everything is set at middle, not middle, middle. You can go quieter or louder, but if you were going down to the States, for example, maybe you want to put your car over into miles and miles per gallon. To the right of your home button, this is going to be your managed devices. So you're connecting other phones. This is where you're going to do that to be adding or changing who you're connected to. And the profile would be pairing a name to a certain phone if you have multiple drivers and you want to make it easy without any guesswork of which phone you connect to. You also have a menu bar up here, so you can scroll through. You can have common gauges, forecast, and X mode. So you've got dual stage X mode with the Onyx. So your snow and dirt, that is if the back lane hasn't been cleared, there's a bunch of snow and it's icy underneath. Turn on your snow dirt. It's going to move power to whichever wheel has traction, and it works up to 40 kilometers an hour. Maybe you are actually off-roading and you're sinking down into some looser surface and you need the wheels to spin to be able to get you out of it. Deep snow and mud is going to be your savior. So pop that on and it's going to let the wheels spin, again, functioning up to 40 kilometers an hour. And then you're going to be out and driving. For either mode, if you go above 40 kilometers an hour, it's going to kick you back into your regular all-wheel drive and you don't have to worry about hurting the vehicle. Thanks for taking the time to go over the features, buttons, bells, and whistles of your new Outback Onyx. All the way from your blacked out wheels to your soft touch seating, I hope you love your new vehicle. I'm always welcome to have you reach out if you're wanting questions, more information, or maybe there's another vehicle that's of interest for you. My phone number is right here. Please don't hesitate to reach out. I work here at Jim Patterson Subaru South in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I look forward to being your Subaru gal for all things Canadian and wanted to also say welcome to the family.